Hello, chat. Hello, everyone who has joined so far. Hello, D, Juke, and Ken. A very chill and talkative stream today. Too much craziness has been happening on the previous ones, last months that I streamed, so today will be just a more chill, more relaxing stream. We're just gonna talk about a bunch of stuff that I have in mind and just kind of talk about everything that has happened in the previous tournament. That's what I have in mind, and hopefully my stream doesn't fucking die this time. I hope I will not be losing frames on the freaking on screen sharing my Google Chrome. That would be kind of silly. Also, thank you so much, D, for subscribing 3 months in a row. Alert didn't play because it was the other screen, so let me do it again. It should play now again. I hope so. It doesn't show up in my mini feed. That's weird. Yes, Twitch doesn't recognize your subscription. It's gone now. You're no longer subscribed. I have no idea how it works, but yeah. Just gonna chill a little for like a few minutes to see if there will be any lag potentially, because when I was streaming Decathlon it also didn't lag at the start. It was fine and then it just fell apart, so just gonna chill. How are you guys all doing today? How's the MCC tonight for you guys? I mean, Ken watched with me and Dee was mostly there. I don't know if Duke was watching and which team you were on. We were watching Green's POV and it was pretty fun. Very good event. Like, obviously a lot of teams were very close this time. Felt like a very kind of all-stars event a little bit. Very happy for purple though. A really insane win in the dodgeball and just overall great performance. Really glad that all teams with insane duos won the team that was just overall good, like all 4 players. That was pretty pog. Okay, stream seems to be doing fine. I'm gonna drop the link on it in the Party Gamers server as well. Just in case someone wanna hop on. So yeah, just mostly gonna be talking about everything that happened, then talk about stuff that is on my mind for the next tournaments, next events. And if you guys have anything in your mind, like everything at your mind as well, like you wanna like add something, change something, like you have any like feedback for the tournament, like you're all free to put them in the chat at any point. We'll be reading and discussing pretty much everything. But before that, water. Stay hydrated, everyone. So yeah. What was that? I just saw something pop up. Yeah. Stream is doing fine. It's not crashing on screen sharing Google Chrome. This is great. This is good start. Hope you guys enjoying looking at the bracket. That's not the only thing I will be showing today, because I'll have a few other tabs. I'll probably gonna show to you guys the what the fuck, party games and tournament, indeed. Hello, Niels. Yeah, we'll also show you some tabs, probably from the spreadsheet that are currently done. Because stars leaderboards and win rates are pretty fast compared to the game leaderboards. I'm not gonna show game leaderboards yet because there's not much to show there at all, so yeah. Brightness alert, it's very bright. There it is. That's a huge ass spreadsheet for a huge ass tournament. Yeah, I'll probably when we finish talking about the tournament itself, show the leaderboards and stuff on it. So yeah, I love party games, me too, Niels. Yeah, you weren't here for the start of the stream. I just said we'll be talking about the previous tournament and ideas and changes that I will have for the next ones. And if you have some, feel free to put in chat yourself. Yeah. Because there's a lot to cover in this one. This was a big ass tournament, and it was technically the fastest we've done. We've done it in like less than 2 months for the first time, by 1 day. But we still did it. Bun pig jousting, agree. Pig jousting is probably not gonna get banned ever. I mean, it was banned in 3v3. That was probably the best time for you guys to play in 1v1s. Cringe becomes whole new. Look, I can't ban the game because it's, I don't know, there's a very big star differences. I don't know, pig jousting does not have as much problems as some other games that are banned and can be banned. And banned games is also something I will be discussing today. There are some things in it. And since you brought it up, I'm probably gonna start with them because like the thing that has been consistent for the past 2 tournaments and that you could see in this one from the first stages is and that has been bothering me for a bit is how long some games can be because of the amount of banned games we have. Like, there's been so many cases where we just have to play one game, 1 round left, and one person already won the whole matchup, but we like requeue for like 2 minutes to try to get the last game, and it just like ruins the whole momentum and just kinda awkward. And like just in general the games are way longer because of that, because of how many banned games we have, and just there's also a thing that's been on my mind just now and it just fucking escaped it once I started talking, which is, I mean, it can be good to kind of like build up the tension for the last game if it does matter, I guess, and it happened a few times before, but usually the amount of ban games is just like kinda ruins the whole pace, and the just the momentum of the games, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe it's just my problem, but big chatting. Oh my gosh, so many good suggestions in chat. Yeah, it just I don't know, maybe it's just my problem, but like it does extend the length of the games unnecessarily, but it's like still not much we can do about it, I guess. Like banned games are a pretty shaky subject. There's also one more thing about it, is that it's like, I don't know, kinda hard to tell at this point with some games which should be banned or should be not banned, like which have more RNG and which are not. And unbanned spider mace, it's more fair than pig jousting. Yeah, see, like arguments like that can pop up, like people saying that spider mace should be in instead of pig jousting. Some people ask to unban games like High Ground and Dive, maybe even Floor is Lava if anyone cares, and ban games like I saw people asking about Anvil Spliff, Pig Jousting, Frozen Floor, obviously. Some people say RPG, some people even say minecart racing, which is a very rare topic because minecart racing has a very huge RNG factor, but it's like kind of hard to like say how exactly RNG are those games. I think dive could be capped in if the two opponents are in the same ping range. Minecraft also had a lot of skill though. Yeah, that's the problem. It's like a lot of games, it's the problem with party games in general. Like there's so much RNG in basically every game, and some games have quite a high skill cap. Some games don't. Some games, what it seems like, don't really like fit into competitive, but they do have some skill to them anyway. So it's like it just, I don't know, comes down to basically, I don't know, some sort of like biases maybe. Someday I hope we will play Punch the Bats again. Me too, Juke. I really want to play Punch the Bats again. Was one of my favorites for sure. Back then. Ban horse race, boat race. I would love to. If they ever bring those games back, I would love to see them in a tournament because, as like one of the another problem with not the problem, but like eventual thing that will happen with the competitive formats is if people like keep getting better, they will just eventually reach the so many people which will reach so many like ceilings, and like it will come down to like small RNG moments, and like it already kind of does in a lot of the rounds of this tournament already. And just like if nothing new gets out of the game, then it's like gonna become more and more RNG, like, and just very hard. It's probably gonna be more exciting to watch, but like gonna be harder to participate and to win because of the skill, because of how good everyone will be. So like adding new games, even if it's just reworked old games, is gonna shake up the meta and like competitiveness quite a bit, and I'm all looking forward for it if they ever do it, but I doubt they will. Ban party games for real. Maybe we need more tournaments with twists, like the small tournaments. Maybe. I mean, I had some ideas on more team tournaments like 2v2 and 3v3s. Yeah. This also subject I'll touch later when I finish talking about banned games, because since I've started talking about it, like there's a bunch of other stuff like all what I'm saying is because of how like thin this line between like banned and not banned games, and like how like even like 6 banned games out of 26 already cause the games to be pretty long sometimes and just kind of annoying to requeue all the time. There is a bigger possibility that there will be less banned games for the next tournaments rather than more. Like, I would rather not ban any games in the future, like, unless they're like broken, like, and there's some weird glitches causing them to be like kinda unplayable in competitiveness, and a very big contender for that right now is Volcano, a game that has already been pretty RNG and not high skill cap, but also with the lag back glitch that kinda prevents you from doing one of the only skill things in the game, which is the last jump. Okay, kinda makes me feel like Volcano doesn't really belong here anymore. like when pig jousting was banned for a few days, those were the happiest days of my life. Hypixel bring back the PvP back in pig jousting. Yeah, that's like one of the only reasons why pig jousting might get banned. But yeah. And like mostly use banned games as like reserved for games that are like kind of glitchy or just, I don't know, not or just way too RNG, I guess. Tourney chat, hello Bacon, yeah, we are talking tournament. Volcano has a way around lagback now. I found a way to get around it and I never get lagback anymore. Are you talking about just jumping early? I mean, it does help, but it also, like, if someone doesn't get a lagback and they have, like, a more perfect jump, like, they will win because you're trying to avoid the bug that should be not there. And like I said, Volcano is already pretty dependent on RNG. Not, like, a lot. Like, I looked into Volcano RNG in the previous tournaments before FIFA 1v1, and the number is probably like one of the higher ones. It was like around like out of like 90 games, there is like I don't remember fully. It was like around 10 that just fully came down to, not fully, but mostly came down to blocks RNG or ping RNG, like if people just had pretty much the same jump, which is like, seems to be not a lot, but like every 10th game, and like it's probably way higher now with lagback and just how close the tournament was. I haven't had the chance to look into all games this time, so we're basically saying party games is RNG. Yeah, it's party games is RNG, and like we're discussing how RNG it is. And the point I made before that, like it kind of maybe makes sense to ban Volcano, but I also, like I said before, I'm trying to find the ways to have less banned games instead of more, because of all the stuff I said earlier. So if Volcano gets banned, there is a high chance there's one of the current banned games will replace it in the current roster. And the thing that will help me decide a lot with the banned games situation is the upcoming mini 1v1 tournament, which will happen in May. Small announcement for you guys. And I will look at the... Obviously a lot of games will be unbanned for this one, since those tournaments are like less serious, more like RNG and stuff. And so I will look how skillful they are, how RNG they are, because I only have Halloween and Christmas 1v1 right now, and there haven't been too many games in those. So, and based on what I will see there, I will make some decisions. And what will eventually happen, probably not for 2v2, but maybe next big 1v1 is next big 1v1's multiple is I'm thinking of maybe having a banned games rotation, like have less banned games in general, have like, I don't know, 3 permanent banned games for example, and one rotating banned game which will be different each tournament. Like one tournament will have like banned Avalanche, the next one will have like Avalanche and banned like, I don't know, High Ground, and like stuff like that, to maybe add some more variety to tournaments. So yeah, maybe like one tournament will be just 3 banned games and like nothing in the rotation of the first one. Unbanned Avalanche is a horrible idea though. I mean, it's fun to watch people play Avalanche. So yeah, I'm just gonna unban Avalanche and don't play in the tournament myself. I think that's a great idea, guys. Ban every game, no more tournaments. I don't think so. PB Hunt tournament, it was suggested before. I think Sand was talking and I think about some of this. Unbound 1.16 on God? No. Absolutely not. We're trying to make tournaments. Oh, hello, Nightbot. You just mentioned me. Some people like to watch the world burn. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Avalanche is definitely not the worst games out of current banned games to be added to the tournament. I don't know. I can tell you for sure that Fire Leapers in the current shape is never getting unbanned. It is laggy, it is broken for people with bad ping, and for people who don't have those issues, it's just a 2-minute time waste for a tie during the tournament games. So, yeah, it's 2 minutes of pressing spacebar. So, everything else is up to debate, mostly. Maybe besides, I don't know, Spider Maze, because Spider Maze RNG is a bit different from others, because like in most of the games RNG is kinda like happens mid-game, and like you kinda still can make your way around it. But for Spider Maze, the RNG is kinda predetermined. Like you either get a better spawn than your opponent or worse. And like it's very rarely come down to skill. Also, I completely forgot about ads, so I'm sorry if someone got ads while I was talking. Group stage and any future events? Yes, absolutely. There will be group stages. Something I will also talk about because later. I should say banned, but I could see dive on banned. Dive for sure, because I think dive right now is way less ping dependent than it was before, and because when dive was banned, we have completely different situation. It was before third 1v1 tournament, and the thing that was happening, it was before arcade update, so basically the dive worked kind of differently. So first of all, there were no ties. So if people had the exact same points, they would not get same amount of stars. And we did not have the rule in tournaments back then for compensate for that kind of stuff. So we would just look on the stars that Hypixel assigns, which was obviously kind of a big thing. And since the jumps work differently, people with higher ping had way higher advantage. Right now, jumps are a bit harder to do. Like, it's just not guaranteed. Like, you can't just hold space to always do the jump in dive, like the pre-jump strat. So it is more come down to skill, and we have seen, even in Christmas only one tournament, how people with like kinda not American ping, like IL, can consistently get 21 and like win dive against like people with higher pings, just because he's just so consistent at jumping. There's obviously gonna be games that people will have advantage, like Boots probably will just destroy everyone because of his ping, but he's also insanely consistent at jumping, so like, and it feels like dive has a bit more skill to it right now, and it also has like ties, and we have different tournament rules since then, so I could see dive being unbanned, but probably not for the 2v2 tournament, but maybe for the next 1v1. Because there's just gonna be too many people jumping in. And also why dive was banned before 31, because it had a very consistently showing up glitch, which people were just getting stuck on the bottom of the pool, and it was happening quite a lot, so now I haven't seen this happening in a while. But I could see if people able to get on, yeah. Just get 8 people in the lobby and then ban every game. Soul-based ship. Soul-based. Hello. 5 banned games is good progress. Yeah. Floor Lava though is a bit harder in that sense, because it was also banned for ping dependent reasons, and it has not changed since then at all. like it just comes down to like such small ping advantages, like that people even like living in the same, I don't know, like fucking state, just it's just so much depend on ping, but it's probably gonna be unbanned in the mini 1v1, so I could see people play it a bit more. Maybe it's actually not as bad as I think, but we will see. Any major rule changes? Right now, nothing confirmed, but we are just discussing stuff that will probably be changed right now. So far, I have talked a lot about the banned games, and what I'm saying is most likely there will be no new banned games besides maybe Volcano if the lagback keeps happening, and there is more likely be less and less banned games in the tournaments as we go by, and maybe we will have like a rotating banned games, so we will have like 3 consistently banned games and like 1 game that like changes every tournament for a bit of variety, basically. Hello, Pay-to-Win, KitKat, hello. So yeah. So Dive and Flores Lava mostly were banned for ping reasons, and Dive seems to not have those issues that much. Flores Lava seems to still have, so Dive might get unbanned, Flores Lava probably not, Fire Leaper's never getting unbanned, and Spider Maze seems way too RNG, like predetermined RNG as well. Which leaves us with a topic of High Ground and Avalanche being back in the tournaments, and I mean there is skill to those games, but also there is such a like low skill ceiling for doing stuff in those games, because like at least in Peak Jousting and Frozen Floor you need like to gain a big advantage. You need to be like really good at like clicking at your aim and stuff like that. Like you can't just one hit someone and win. Well, you kind of can do it in Avalanche and High Ground, and like it not only affects you and your opponent, it also applies to randoms who can like just randomly punch you once and you're just dead. So it's like kinda hard to say how skill-based those games are, though we have seen some pretty cool plays in Avalanche in the Christmas 1v1, because at least comparing Avalanche to Volcano, the game that I'm thinking might be banned next, is that in Volcano you do nothing for majority of the game, like you do minimum amount of work, just trying not to jump into the lava. And just the only thing you need to do is find the better last block and time your jump. And the most important point with timing your jump is like doesn't even work consistently anymore. While in Avalanche you have a lot of other ways to play the end game, like you can go for the dodge, you can go for your opponent, you can go for like the platform and just try to like hide, you can go for randoms and like secure at least like 1-star difference. Like there's way more options in Avalanche, though like I said, it's hard to say how skill-based those options are, but yeah. Oh no, not the fish trap, please. I feel like Avalanche could be unbanned, maybe. Let's be honest, the only reason Avalanche was high was because of that particular situation. Avalanche is like endlessly painfully boring. Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of survival time games. Not the big problem, like it's not like they should be banned and stuff for that, but like it's just most of them don't require you too much to do for like 90% of it, and then it's just like kind of like just at the end just everything explodes and you need to do like everything just in the last like few seconds, which is like a different like gimmick, I guess, from all the other games, and like it's sometimes not too interesting to watch, especially if you get a lot of those in the same matchup. But it definitely has some sort of skill to most of them. And like we can't really ban everything. Like we're trying to find games that don't ban and not to ban more, so it's kinda something you have to deal with when doing with party games. Until the last 20 seconds, I guess. Also, do you remember someone hit an annual jump in one tournament? I'm trying to find the clip. I don't remember. If it was someone, it was probably either Ayel or me. I would say who hit it. I don't think in this tournament my anvil flips came down to the anvil jump though. Don't think they did. Maybe Cobb as well, but I don't remember. It's something that actually didn't happen this tournament a lot, which is quite surprising. Like, that anvil split usually ends before you even need to anvil jump. It's quite interesting. But yeah, I remember Neil said something that I will discuss later, and I don't want to forget about it. Where is it? Maybe I already talked about it, I don't know. Either way. Yeah, so I'm gonna slide into your games asking for clips of all sick tech. Okay. Maybe not first 3 wins of 8-round game, just a game of around 15 rounds with queue anyway, so it being 8 doesn't matter and it would be faster. Might work. Let me think how it would work. It will be painful to requeue for all 15 rounds because even if we reduce the amount of banned games, we will still be getting repeats and stuff. It does bring more potential variety, maybe, but doesn't really test your, I guess, consistency in the games. Like, I don't know, you can get like one lucky win in the round you're not confident at against your opponent, and like kind of just know that this game will not show up next time in the matchup you will be having. We could play repeats. I don't know about that one. Like, the only reason we have repeats is because we have banned games. Like, you cannot get like the same game twice in the party games game, so kinda don't wanna do that. And kinda ruins the I don't know. I think the big part of the party game skill, especially competitively, is to be good at as many games as possible, and like I think like good at like variety stuff, and like repeat games kinda ruins it, playing repeats. Like, not in the format we have right now, but maybe for the format that Juke said. It could work for probably, I'm gonna put it in my notes, it's might one of the next mini 1v1s we will test out how to do something like that. I put it here just so I remember it. Could work for a mini 1v1 if it's like working like better. If it turns out to like work better as than the main concept, maybe we'll have like a big tournament hosted like that, honestly. Alternates are special, we don't gotta follow the original party games rules. I guess, but I also don't wanna steer away from the like nature of the game too much. And like, I would be really happy if one day we'll have a tournament without any banned games, if they eventually fix some of them. Copium. Because the only reason we have banned games is because the games are kinda not fit in competitive format, or like they're broken or too RNG, some of them. Like ping dependent stuff, and like I don't know. It makes sense, but I also would love to, if Hypixel someday fixes them, to have tournament without any banned games. Would be pretty cool. The problem is that if the rules get too confusing, it might be hard for a newcomer to understand. That is also a good take, by the way, and it's something I was thinking about before this tournament and after it ended. Because there are like some little things that, I don't know, might make it too complicated. Like, I don't know, I wasn't sure too much about the not pick justing, RPG type breaking stuff with counting damage during the games. Like, I mean, I kinda wanted to do it because I thought it was more fair, but like, I don't know, people in organizers team, and I had also a bit of doubts if it's gonna be like practical to do during games, and like, judging by how much it was happening and how much time it was like taken away for just in 90% of the time to just turned out to be the way Hypixel settled it anyway. Like, maybe we will only stick to kills in the future as a tiebreaker to make the games more faster, because it is the main issue. Like, I started with when talking about the previous tournament, that games sometimes take too long because of the rules that we have right now. And it ruins the momentum sometimes for not really particular reason. So I feel like selling RPG with just kills and deaths, well, tie for kills selling just with deaths, will definitely speed up those games a lot, since ties happen quite often, and especially if it comes down to 2v2, like, there's gonna be so many times, and there's no way in hell I'm gonna spend like 20 minutes mid-match recounting damage for imagine a 4-way tie in the 2v2 tournament in RPG. Like, I'm gonna lose it, and like, no one's gonna watch that. Everyone's gonna leave during that. So so it's probably gonna be one of the things that I will also do for mini 1v1, is that there's probably gonna be the selling ties with damage in RPG removed, and we'll see how it's gonna affect the games, because there are probably gonna be more ties in RPG, but also the games will be a bit more faster. So what are we doing? Welcome back, T. Just talking about a lot of stuff. I think we kind of ended already talking about banned games. There's a lot of talking about it. 40 minutes into the stream, I didn't even start talking about the tournament games themselves. We just were talking about banned games and the situation with those. If there is a tie with kills and deaths, both people win. Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. It will not affect like campaigning though. We will still need to recount if there is a tie in campaigning, but I think it's not as tedious and as slow as the RPG ties. So I think the only kinda checking the replay we can leave is the campaigning, because Animal Slaughter and Pig Fishing, you can just watch the scoreboard when the game ends, so you don't really need to go into any replays. Kills and deaths is much faster to check, indeed. Like I said, one of the main reasons why I didn't want to do it just with kills and deaths is because I thought it would be the ties would happen way too often, and like counting damage would be a bit more fair, and also sticking to like kind of Hypixel rules who counts both deaths and damage for the ties. But we are kind of stepping away from at least tiebreaker rules for Hypixel because they are quite silly a lot of times. So yeah, that's probably what will happen. Which since we started talking about tiebreakers in score-based games, brings me to next topic, which I was gonna talk about sometime during stream, is the tiebreaker situations for score-based games in upcoming 2v2 tournament, which is probably one of the rules that we might not even use for 2v2 tournament. And the reason is because at least in 1v1 it's easier to check ties in like animal slaughter and pig fishing during the game, because it says on the star leaderboard that the tie was settled, and like even if we missed it, we can like look back at the stream and see it, or like just look at the scoreboard and stuff. But in 2v2 there will be 4 like sweats playing out, and like probably scores will be the scores will be like lower in general, and like there will be more possibilities for a tie, and not tie just for first place, but also like for potentially second or even third place. And if tie for second or third place happens, I think Hypixel usually doesn't say that it settled the tie, only in some games, and so we might not even know if someone maybe like tied for the third place and actually gained technically the same score as their opponent, and it also affects the games where we don't have like the breaker rules, but also score based, like I don't know, ho like one more fucking which kinda makes me think that having just said in the rules that the ties will be settled with those scores, and like you might check replays for them, might sometimes make them a bit too tedious as well, especially in like lone mode. Like I said, maybe like if someone like ties for like I don't know third, second place in lone mode, like what are we gonna like count grass during the game? Like hell no, please don't make me do it again. Although it gave me some other idea how to do it, and maybe how to make games a bit faster, is to have like 1 or like 2 games that we're gonna look at ourselves in the replay if we think there was a tie, like just tournament organizers, but maybe have like an option for each team to use once per game if they think that they like tied for score, like for like lower place score in one of the games, and it affected the result. They can ask for a replay pause, and like we will go into replay and check it, but I don't think it will. I don't know if it will be even necessary. Like ties might happen for sure, but I don't know how often it might even happen and like affect the stuff in the games. So I don't know if it will be even necessary, or like ask the people to record their POVs, and like if they can show us the proof that there was a tie mid-game, we will like give them extra star or something. I don't know. I can see my O3 and it's hurting my feelings. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put it here. It's better? It'll be annoying, yeah. It's just like it is like the tiebreakers in score-based games is like a rule that is like makes the games more fair if someone had the exact same score, but it's also way more annoying to deal with, especially when we'll have 4 sweats and there's always going to be one person that is not even showing on the leaderboard, so we'll never know until like I will return the spreadsheet if they had the same score or not. So I zoned out completely. Forgot what we've been talking about for the past 5 minutes. Yeah, tiebreakers. Someone will be mad and just ask for replay posts every day. Maybe that. Yeah, that is also a case that might happen. Although I don't think anyone would do that. But yeah, which is why I said that people will only have one pause per game, per match. But still, I know. Like I said, the most likely possibility that we will just stick to like a few games for tiebreakers or like absolutely none and just like leave it to Hypixel so and be like so like people won't be like, yo, why we settling it in those games but not the other ones, like why did you settle for other team and not this one? No, everyone will be in the same RNG situation if that happens. So complain to Hypixel and not me, thank you. The two scores are gonna be hell yeah. So that this and everything for the tiebreaker stuff. Let me just remove a bunch of stuff from here really quickly. Yeah, yeah, a lot of things I wanted to talk about. I kinda threw them out there, and so few good suggestions in chat. So yeah, very productive talk so far. Bit sad Sant is not here. He would probably have some pretty interesting takes and ideas. He always does a good job with tournaments. But he will be watching the VOD. I know he will be. I see you, Sant. You cannot escape. Either way. So yeah, and let me just maybe close out the talk about the 2v2 tournament because there's not too much talking about it, I guess, anymore. Because the main issue for 2v2, not issue, but the things I'm in my mind for it is like potentially different band games and maybe like I will look into how they will be playing out in the mini 1v1 tournament and the different ruling for tie breaking in score-based games. And the third one, like there's like 3 things for 2v2, 3 main changes is the signups and how they work. One game, each tournament has 1 game worth double stars. We might do something like that. Double stars are definitely an interesting concept and brings some funny scenarios. Spin a wheel to figure out what game it is. It could work, honestly. It's actually a pretty good idea. Just before each match, you spin the wheel and 1 game will be worth double stars. I'm gonna put it in the ideas here. It'll be quite funny to watch. Maybe for the mini 1v1 first, before we put in the big 1v1s, because big 1 is supposed to be like more fair and competitive based, and mini 1v1s are more goofy. Spin a little to figure out what games and more casters, yeah. I'll talk about the casters too in a bit. Because it is something that people have been bringing up during the FIFA tournament, especially towards the end quite a bit. Ship in the chat game. But first, let me finish my thought with 2v2 tournament before I forget about it, with signups, because there is like 2 ways of signups I was thinking of doing, which is either the old way, mostly, where 2 people sign up at the same time, where people won't, like two people that want to team with each other, which is one of the main things I want for 2v2s, is people signing up with people they want to play and not really thinking about balancing and stuff. Unless it's completely cracked team, then no, sorry. And like let people who don't have a teammate to just like sign up by themselves and say for the second name that they're looking for one, and if there will be multiple people like that, it will put them on the team and stuff. Or we can do the new way, it's just all the people sign up by themselves and like only put who they want the team with, preferably, and maybe who they don't want the team, and then their time zones and stuff, and after everyone sign up by themselves, I will me and like other organizers will make teams out of the all the signups, kind of like MCC does it, I guess, which will still be a high chance of people signing up and being on the team with someone they want, because they would put some names into their sign up anyway, and also will be easier for balancing, because if people like sign up, I don't know, before I know all the teams are known, it's hard to tell which teams will be balanced or not, because it kind of comes down to teams in comparison to each other rather than just raw strength of each team, if it makes sense. Like I always say, if every team is OP, then the tournament is still balanced, and MCC 30 showed it today. So that might make team communication awkward if you're with someone you don't play or don't know. Yeah, but like I said, everyone will say on their signups who they wanna team with and would like to play. Like they can put like multiple people if they have them in mind, and those will be one of the main thing I will be looking at when making the teams. Like it will still mostly end up the same way as the old signups. It will be just easier to balance it out in terms of strengths of teams and potential like time zones differences. Like for example, as much as they liked Team of Juke and Sand in the previous 2v2, their time zones just didn't really function too well for the rest of the tournament, so I don't know. Bro, I was with Andy for my first 2v2, we figured it out. Yeah, we can just do it like first 2v2, where we just spin the wheel, then it turns out that the website we were using, they were using, didn't had room for enough players, so we found different websites, spun the wheel again, then it turned out that 2 people still didn't make it in, so we found a third website where we spun the wheel and we got half of the teams be really weak and half the teams fucking OP because of that. We can do that too. I think it works better. It works out even if you don't talk to them much. The stream is still live. Hello Sky. I don't know if saying who don't want to team with is useful. Well, I mean, it is useful like if like for example you like have like, I don't know, if you don't like really wanna like interact with someone too much, and like I have no way of knowing, like for example for you KitKat, for you play to win, I don't know who you're like friends with, who you don't, who you're not friends with in the community. Maybe like you sign up and like I don't know, IL sign up and I'm like, oh yeah, that might be a good team to be in the tournament, and then but you like personally have like a vendetta against IL or something and don't want to team with him at all for your personal reasons, for example. I don't know, for like I don't have no way of knowing. Like putting that in the signups forums will make me not accidentally make a team that of people who don't really want to be with each other. So it's more to vibe with your teammate, makes playing and practicing much more fun. That's for sure, and that is one of the main things in 2v2 that I want to keep, and I always advocate for people signing up with who they want to, who they want to play with, rather than who they want to, like, I don't know, who they have best chance of winning with, I guess. I should team with Cobb and or Sky. So real. Cobb and Sky team should leave. Can I bring the wheel back? Hell nah. They ask an 8-ball if certain people should team. That's a great idea. Hello, Boots. If I join and I want to meme, I'll go with Bacon. But if I want to win, I'll team with you else. Yeah. I probably, I don't know. I don't know if I will play the next 2v2. Most likely we'll be skipping this one, just fully focusing on casting and just chilling and organizing, because organizing and playing at the same time just causes me to lose like 10 years of my life. Maybe, for example, Bacon is dead and Bacon is alive are both signing up, and despite them both having pork-based names, they have beef with each other. Oh my fucking god. In that case, they can stay, they don't want to team. Who wants to team with Boots? Everyone wants to team with Boots. Boots, I want to see Boots and Monkey City team for 2v2. Can you make that happen, please? Because not only it will be a fun, very fun team to watch, it's also a pretty balanced and good team that can actually win it all in the end. We have pork with each other, we love each other. Much better. Make pork, not beef, that's so real. Boots Monkey team, hell yeah. Bring Monkey back, I miss him. Yeah. I'll probably message Monkey and a few other people who have left if they wanna or have been inactive. I usually like message those people from time to time to see if someone wanna come back to play in one of the events. That's how we got Platzer back, so just ask him from time to time, and he eventually came back. He's like what space he gave us for general Dash community. The Monkey didn't cheat his records. Dude, imagine if one day it turned out if like me or Cheetah cheated all of our records. That would be funny. Imagine one day the community will learn the truth. Butter my son. I wouldn't be surprised, it's always fucking cacti, it's so real. We've been doing it since the beginning. One day we found out cacti can't be 7 is real. So true, so true. I had an idea to put it like when I use like commands on Nightbot for like certain to describe certain events that happening. I had an idea to put a description of Party Games Tournament is as a Party Games Tournament is a scripted Minecraft event hosted by Als31 that has the exact same script all the time, but people are still surprised by the results. I wanted to do that if me and Cheetah made it to the finals again, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. That would have been a bit funny, I think. Cheetah cheated his records, I see what you did. I know I spelled that wrong, but I wasn't purpose based. Should I return to Guy and PG wins during summer? Maybe there will be a 2v2 tournament during summer, so probably will help you stay in a good Party Games shape. Hi Nils, WWE all over again, yeah. And like 50% of us traveling in the summer, how is this gonna work? I'm just gonna host it before any trips happening. Easy. So yeah, most likely to start like at the start of June, and with the system I have in mind for it. It's not gonna be a double elimination bracket, but I hope it will be done in like a month. And even if it won't, it will be like what, one last match before any big trips of community at the end of July. Like there are like 2-3 teams left, so not a big deal. I alternate in July, real. Need to continue grinding, gotta get it monthly. I'm not a competitive player anymore. I'm like at best C tier player right now, you know. I would put you in A tier in my rankings. You showed an insane route in losers bracket this time. Very admirable performance from you. Can I do single elimination as soon as you lose you're just gone? Maybe. When doing single elimination bracket, I usually wanna do some sort of group stage before it, just so people who sign up still play at least 2 games in the tournament. Because why not? Single elimination brackets are definitely interesting and have higher stakes, but also, I don't know, it's kinda might feel a bit anticlimactic. I don't know. If you just signed up, lost once, and that's it. It's kind of like what I felt with 3v3 tournament, because there are so many cool teams that I want to watch multiple times. Especially like, I don't know, teams like Party Plunderers, the Itamar 3 and the Swift, like Cheetah and Big C, of course, and they just like lost, and that's it, they're gone. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck. I'm gonna hang around the fuck out of you. Maybe you're literally going to Finland, real. You better have because I hear you're underestimating the rest of the required by going joint retention beam G. I mean, I base my tiers on the performances in the tournaments and not just the skill you're at like every second, like current second. So not just the last tournament, last few big tournaments, if they were close to each other in time. There's also one thing that I want to talk about is the length of the tournaments themselves. Like, it was cool bringing back the double elimination bracket and finally finishing losers for 1v1 tournaments, but I a bit overestimated how long it will take, and the tournament could have been twice as fast if I didn't have such high ambitions for like potentially 30 plus players in double elimination, which is definitely not something we will do ever again. This shit is too long. And what will mostly be added for next 2v2 and 1v1 tournaments is there gonna be a player cap of who can sign up. So there'll be less players and less matches in general, but it will also make the tournaments happen more often. And the big thing with big tournaments is that they're exciting at the first like stages, with like the climax and most intense rounds happening like in round 3 usually, which I'm gonna talk about a bit in a bit. But like as the tournament goes by, like people like just stop caring too much. Like you could see, like especially in here, like in this stage, there was like barely anyone was playing. Like Cop like barely played. Nils, after like going for monthly record, stopped playing party games. I wasn't playing, Sant wasn't playing, Tree wasn't playing, Cheetah wasn't playing. It was just mainly Ayel and Sylveon still kinda playing from time to time. I think Sky also kinda stopped, so it's just like people were hyped up at the start, and just the longer it goes, the more hype they lose. So having fast-paced and just more often tournaments with less players will make them happen a bit often and still be as hype as the first stages, because we will have like basically the very close clashes and interesting games right from the start. So I think having less players in general, not by much, but still will be a next step to make tournaments more exciting, in my opinion. Oh gosh. There is a lot of messages. I didn't my points towards yeah, one yet. Oh gosh. I'll probably be running predictions on during next streams, so maybe 3 plus 2 casters would be a different beast. Yeah, if 3v3 was hosted in the same game, but it's usually just people playing 3 in different categories, so I have no idea how to cast 3v3 tournaments in the system we had for the first one. 3v3, except they all play the same in the same time, no nonce allowed. That was the original idea for 3v3 when I came up with it almost 2 years ago. But judging by how hard it is to get even people for 2v2 in the same game, 3v3 is just a tournament that is never gonna finish. It's just not gonna be playable. Petition for also you want to go for 100 each. Yeah. Maybe. Fancy a fun idea. Maybe PG All-Stars tournament. Sky, you're not supposed to. Spoilers for 2024. You can't just put it in the chat like that, Sky. But yeah, PG All-Stars tournament is something that is in mind and that I was also thinking for quite a while, but I do want to get more people for it before we'll do them and make them hype as fuck. So that is certainly what will happen at one point, just probably not soon. At least a year, I would say, before any All-Stars potential tournaments. How come you can't see it? It is invite only PG Legends and top 10 players only. Round robin with points based system. Maybe. That is lucky because we need spectators. Yeah. I wish we could have spectators in party games. Like just that are not playing, just spectating the game. How should you see the future? I mean, it's just like after a certain amount of like, if you like, it's I don't know. I feel like it's something that every event like consistently exists for long periods of time. There's like eventually there's gotta be some sort of all-stars event for it. It's kind of like something that like kind of natural to do eventually. Jerk, when are we getting the Decathlon All-Stars? I want to see that. Can wait till the admins make party games have private games. Yeah, in like 2027 maybe. Hopefully. He doesn't only turn your winners. She gets 15 entries. Yeah, no, that's we're not gonna do it with just tournament winners. But maybe top 3, top 4 players? Question mark? Who knows? Who knows? Oops, all shit, and he's not even playing anymore. Hold on. Let me find it. I remember exactly where I put it the first time. Probably not even true anymore with Shida kinda dying and IL demolishing the tournament. So no, apparently I do not know where I put it. Apparently I'm just yeah. Apparently I'm just yeah. I remember I put it in one of the staff chats, dude. Why is it taking me so long to find it? In one of the like useless staff chats that no one says anything in. Never mind, I cannot find it. You can send it in my DMs if any of you find it. Am I an all-star for getting 2 grants in my only tournament? Maybe. Probably. I would love to see you into the reunion for the All-Stars tournament. I was just gonna win every competitive thing now. I hope not. And he kind of does the cheetah's path with winning 2 less balanced tournaments in a row, and then just also back to back winning in the big tournament right after that. Kinda on the cheetah path if we include the mini 1v1s. But I hope there will be more competition to AL. I think Sylvian Fan might be the next second best player. Dude is already showed up very cracked, and I think he's still grinding and playing party games and interested in the game. AL Sylvian Fan the next 1v1 Grand Finals. Calling it right now. Smile. Honestly, I was rather approaching the GOAT debate. If he doesn't burn out and stuff, he might be in with a shot for that. Yeah, for sure. I know who number 2 in skill is at the moment, but it's not even close. He is the GOAT right now. I don't know if there's a debate. There is never a debate. GOAT means all time. Means Chidi the GOAT, and it's not even close. Yeah, for now it is. If IL keeps winning everything, then maybe. But he just got his first win in the big tournament. Though it was a very impressive win, and probably one of the hardest one to get so far, so... We'll come back to this debate in a few years. What would it take for AL to become GOAT? A couple more tourneys, a few more 10k wins. Yeah, I'll need some more wins under his belt before he can even start being included in this conversation. How long has AL been in the PG community? Less than a year. He joined in like July, I think. What was I talking about again? Before the whole GOAT thing happened and All Stars? It's definitely before me versus Fire, rematch when. Fire said he's not gonna play in the tournaments anymore, unfortunately. Which reminds me of the one of the things I did yesterday. I couldn't sleep. I was just laying in bed for a few hours, and I just had some inspiration to just count the wins and losses of every person in every tournament. So I did this thing. Which is obviously just based most on people playing, how many times people played, and you can see IL already having like the 4th place because of how many games he had to play in his tournament. Like Sen, for example, played three tournaments, and IL had only played in once. So you can see how fast he approaching having a shit ton of wins under his belt. I'll still go to being Kid Select. No, that's you, Shape. But thank you. It's in July, and he's already 7th on lifetime thing. Yeah, 50% win. Yeah, exactly 50%. Yeah, and you can see how also dominant Cheetah was, with most of his losses coming from the... I think like almost half of his losses came from this tournament alone. Yeah. And I have the stats for everyone down there as well, but who cares about those people? Wait, I was looking at the seal. Oh, what's this shit? Just wins during tournament games is like wins in the matches, like the whole matches, like best of two, best of three, best of five stuff. And this is like individual games within those matches. So, and this is the best place in the tournament overall that a person achieved. Cheated both match losses from this tournament, yeah. The only match losses he had. Ayal didn't have the tournament with no losses compared to Chidi yet, but his run was definitely very impressive. He's not the same, but you can see how good his stats already are. And you can see like a bunch of other players who just played a lot in the tournaments, like Levi, Ugi, Keiki. You know, two of them are probably not gonna be here for any of them next time. I think Ugi here is pretty cool, and just the fact that he has a pretty positive win rate. Nils climbed up pretty high because of the last tournament. Funny thing, before this tournament, I did tournament by tournament, and Nils and Vax had exactly the same stats. Which was pretty funny. I also lost to Nils, was hugely unexpected though. I think that's so in sync for real. That's so true. Yeah. And you can also probably see from this shit who might get an invite for the All-Stars. If we'll ever host something like that. If community survives until then, I hope it will. Where is Blatzer at? Oh, there he is. Didn't see him. $27. I'm slightly inactive. A lot of people are. Exams season approaching. It's always the same with I don't think just by the games community, it's a lot with I think other online communities too, that usually during like end of spring and start of fall people just become very inactive because it's like the end of like school year and like the start of school year when people are the most busy with shit, and during the other times people are mostly alive. Oh yeah, so the exams are killing me despite doing nothing for them. Yeah, I can understand. Exams are a lot of stress. And also everyone who has exams, good luck with them. You guys are gonna crush it. I believe in you. I am giving you my all the luck that I have left to you guys. It's amazing when you are done. It really does. I'm glad that I will never have exams in my life anymore. Finished my first year of college last week. Hey, good job. All school, really not that worried somehow. Yeah, see, you will do great. I wish I never have exams. One day can. You'll be free from this prison. think I can. I don't think that's a good idea. Just a few more years and then you won't have this shit for the rest of your life. Which is better than just sleeping forever. Oh my god, no. I do have some good PG news though. I get to use my mother's beefy ass laptop now so I can finally run shit well. Hey, nice. No more 20 FPS longer. Like, dude, you have better PC now. Spider finally got new PC. Like, are finally gonna see some gaming. Sky versus Spider next one, next only one finale. Okay, you can guys stop on this spam. Don't spam the link in chat, spam the money on the link, guys. You don't have to, I'm just kidding. But from, if anything, those money will go to improving the sims and stuff. You guys probably can't tell, but with most of the money that I got from the donations, I bought a new mic for the streams. Because the old one was breaking and it was like kinda dying for quite a bit. And now I have a big, new, cool mic that mostly sounds the same, I think, but it's mostly because of the new, because of the OBS noise suppression I'm using. I think it sounds different if I turn it off, but I don't want to. My PC is loud as fuck, so maybe one day, no noise suppression stream. Now maybe I need a new mouse for that. Oh yeah, spam money. Part of the reason for my activities that my mouse sensor. Yeah, I had the exact same shit when I just started playing party games. Workshop wasn't playable for me. Like, I had so many like weird mouse movements when playing party games, especially Workshop. And like, it was so hard to play until Sky will evolve in Sky Gaming, so real. Yeah, I totally get you. For how long did I had that mouse problem? I don't remember. It was for quite a bit. It was definitely before I bought a new mouse before third 1v1 tournament, that's for sure. But I had at least for like, I don't know, playing fighting games with that mouse for like half a year at least. I think I might have reached one like #1 spot on leaderboard with it, but I don't remember this period of time already too much. It's been almost 3 years ago. Jesus. Yeah, speaking of which, we will have a 3rd-year anniversary soon, so expect some cool news about that in like a few weeks, probably like in a week or so. Gonna be some pog and fun times. If mouse problems right now, man. Can't we all just have like perfect PCs, perfect like setups, perfect ping for party games? When is LAN party games tournament? Yeah, say why can't we all have it? Including me, please. July. Real. You're all good. So yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, something I wanted to mention for the upcoming tournaments. So go check if I can go German in July. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of to talking about the tournaments and stuff. Uh, thing that I mentioned, and I said I will come back to it, is the spectatorship and like ship thing, which a lot of people brought up and asked to like not have ship in the game and stuff, which I don't think is I still don't think is a big issue, but I do look into it while every time tournament for spreadsheet. Like I have notes that I will take that I'm taking for how much influence ship might have on the games and had on the games in the past tournament, and just the whole debate with randoms, with amount of randoms in the game. I'm looking into it, but there might be uh some different ways she will be spectating next tournaments, which I will look into, specifically 2v2, because I think when it's 1v1 and there's a lot of potential randoms, one spectator doesn't change much, but for 2v2, having two spectators will be a bit too much in my opinion. So maybe I will try to do some stuff with screen sharing and figure it out, but like I couldn't even screen share MCC properly today, and like screen sharing Minecraft during streaming as well will probably just destroy my PC, but we'll see. My main issue is that it's not really the amount of randoms possible in the game, but rather than people are not in the same kind of conditions. So like when me and Chip spectated Christmas on, he was in every single game, and I think that was fair for everyone. So, and he obviously wasn't in every single one of the big 1v1, which makes it a bit unfair in that case. Like I think having ship is not really a problem, or like any other second spectator, but the problem mostly is like either have the second spectator for all games or for none, and it's definitely what I will be looking into for the next tournaments, and most likely I will probably if Ship wants, I will obviously ask him about spectating the next mini 1v1 fully again with me, and maybe try to figure something out for 2v2. We'll see. And maybe have different casters in the future, because I saw multiple people asking if they can cast too, which would be cool to see different people in the cast booth. When it's 2v2, we need less randoms. Fuck randoms to ruining a nice only one. There's so many different opinions on randoms. For the longest time, there's like always like two opinions about them. Either like not have games where they have the most influence, like Big Joystick or Frozen 4, or just have games without randoms at all, and just like start games with like 7 alts and like not 7, like 5-6 alts, and just make them live. And like at the end of this tournament, people were asking, dude, we don't have enough randoms. We need always make sure that there's as many randoms as possible in every game. I'm like, dude, what do you want from me? Like, for me, it's like I think randoms are just the different number of randoms in each game is just part of the game, part of the party game's nature, I guess, and it is part of some part of competitive skill to adapt the current situation of how many players you have in the game, and because sometimes you play party games, you have 7 active players against you, sometimes you have 5 and like few of them are AFK, and sometimes you have like 1. It just things that like happen, like you kind of have to deal with, in my opinion. So I kind of just keep trying to keep it to the lack and like how many people you have, and I don't know. I feel like they're just too big part of the like rather big part of the game to just not have them completely. But I don't know. There's a lot of good takes that can be made for each argument. Party gamers should be ulting massively to make sure it's randoms only one, yeah. Solution could be having a single ult on whenever single ult on whenever ship isn't there. I guess it could work. That's actually a good idea. Let me put it down. Or just have multiple casters, so we'll always have two in the casting booth, I guess. But yeah. I didn't think of that. That's why I started the stream, to get some cool ideas from chat. Thank you, Sky. Most likely, most likely not gonna be the way you described it. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of thinking I will be doing after the stream. To just look at so many different angles and possibilities each change might do. But it's definitely a pretty good solution. Randoms loves to target me. Yeah, I saw that clip where all 7 people went in your spawn of Big Justin. That was ridiculous. Personally, I'm in the camp of more open slots the better, but consistency is even more important. Yeah, I can't win a free one every time. I'm gonna head out because I'm tired and can't really focus. Good night. Have a good night, Niels. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye, tired and community phones. I trust PG Tony organizers in this. Thank you. Thank you. I hope I will keep making good changes, because there's always a room to improve, and we always improve some stuff bit by bit. When it's 24-hour stream, maybe soon. Fizzy said he is gonna start his event in the next few days. He said it multiple times at this point throughout a few months. So maybe when Fizzy starts his event, I'll do a 24-hour during it, just grinding for some stuff. Or maybe I'll just do random 24-hour party games, I don't know. Not even for record, just to just hang out. But it's hard to tell. I need a lot of brain power for that. I have been having pretty bad sleep recently and just sleeping for like 2 hours and just being awake for like, I don't know, 8 hours and just sleeping for 2 again. Being very tired. I'm getting too old. If I mix now because 3 AM. Okay, good night, Sky. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah. Okay. I wanted to start with talking about the previous tournament and all like stages, the matches that happened, and like I spent an hour and a half just talking about everything that will be after it. But that's kind of how it goes sometimes, with me rambling and like just talking, discussing some stuff. Can we get more team tourney than 1v1s? My thing, what I usually do for what I'm trying to do, I mean, for the tournaments is have a rotation where for big tournaments, we don't do like 2 tournaments of the same category in a row, so we don't have 2 big 1v1s in a row, then like 2 team tournaments in a row. I'm trying to do like big 1v1 tournament, then big team tournament, then big 1v1, big team tournament, etc. So the next one is 2v2, and then after that we'll have a 1v1 tournament, and then after that we'll have another team tournament, maybe another 3v3, but I don't know, hard to tell yet. Maybe another 2v2 is if the next one will be more fun and successful than the previous ones, because I'd rather host 3v3s during summer when people have more time to grind. So yeah, and what I said before, with a capped amount of players and less people participating, most likely in the future, we will probably have more tournaments just happening more often, and so there's gonna be less break between team tournaments, hopefully, and only one tournaments as well. Give me a second. So yeah, that's pretty much, I think, all of the like basic ideas and stuff I wanted to cover for next events. Just kinda what is left to talk is about what has been happening in this one. There's a lot of things, a lot of cool matchups and a lot of cool situations that happened. And it was truly a pretty good tournament. And also showed the leaderboards, the stars and win rates leaderboards at the end. So yeah. Basically, just like I was saying sometime before during the stream, is that the most hype and intense matches kinda happen in like the first 3 rounds. Maybe not in the winners bracket, like you can see way more free O's in the first 2 rounds here. But the losers bracket was just insane in the first rounds. Like you can see so many close matchups in almost every match here, and a lot of close games all the way throughout the whole bracket. And like as it usually goes in the winners bracket and in the final brackets, when we have group stages, everything past quarterfinals is very close, and like we see some pretty close and insane matchups of the high tier players. But let's start with the beginning, because we have seen a lot of, first of all, cool newcomers that haven't played before in the tournaments. Bacon, Furious Fire, Pay to Win, D, Hirsch, Sylvian Fan, Itamar for the first time in the big 1v1. So basically almost every pair had it in this one. Never Random, Boots, Isaac, and a lot of people came back also for this one. Denis, Blatzer, also Sky for the first time in big 1v1, Sky Parkour. Oogie came back, Vacuum Cleaner, Keiki. So many, there's like a lot, like not just consistent faces we see, but also a bunch of new people who, like usually like new players don't do well in the tournaments, and just no matter how high they are, but this was a completely different scenario, and we have seen completely new players just showing some insane results. Like the most like obvious example of that is Blatzer versus Sylvian, and just Sylvian winning very confidently against one of the best players of the past by the names. Boots also showed up and had a very good run in the losers bracket. And just overall was cool seeing new people popping off. I really like Denis versus Pay to Win in the first round. And thing that happened was like Denis won first 2 games pretty confidently and felt like he was gonna win the whole thing. And then Pay to Win was changing his skins before each game, and I think he switched his skin to like Luigi or something, and then he switched his skin to Pay to Win skin, and he got like he got so like much less stars in the third game, and like it was like, dude, is Fade even gonna bring it back? And like, Daniels just got like almost destroyed in the game with pay to win skin, and like he's switched back to his original one and won constantly game 4. But it was a funny moment that happened. I don't remember if I was streaming it on Twitch. Maybe it was just on VC, but it was definitely one of the memorable moments at the start of the tournament. Obviously, the whole Blatter versus Sylvian match was insane to watch and comprehend at first. And also a funny thing that I wanted to mention during Grand Finals, which I noticed only recently, not recently, but right before the finals, is the two finalists, both Cobb and IL, started their tournament path with Sky, with different skies, but still, it's pretty interesting coincidence there. Guys, it was all scripted from the beginning. And then we obviously had Wire versus Oogie, the only 6-game matchup in this tournament, and a very, very close one up until the very end. Like, I think there was like a 1-step difference for them in game 6, at the end of game 6, so it was very close and really good. Like, it had like such like, I don't know, old party games tournament vibes as well, because both of them were like returning players. They didn't play they didn't play much party games in general, so like such like old vibes from this game as well. I don't know how to explain it, but I think you guys get me. Yeah. And yeah, Ken versus Boots was also very good. Boots did very, very well, unexpectedly for me at least. And Ken showed some good performance. And then the start of this bracket didn't have too many good games. Like, we had Vacuum Cleaner, who did a comeback with round 8 cannon painting 3-0, which is, I don't think happens ever usually, so that was pretty unexpected and cool. And also both Skies had an insane games against their opponents, and that's just mostly the case for their whole tournament path in this bracket. Look at all their scores, it's all just like 3-2, 3-1. It's literally like so close. And like very long and enduring games. But yeah, definitely provide us with a lot of fun games. Both Skies and both showed really good performance. And the second round of winners bracket was mostly just, like, as you can see, 3-0s. Not too much interesting happening. Tab winning first game against Fizzy by 1 point was pretty insane. And Ken beating Sand was very cool and unexpected too. Ken definitely was popping off when he was in the winners bracket. And then just got unlucky against Sylvian. Very unlucky in swing games. But yeah, the losers round 2 was something. Like 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2, 3-2, 3-1. Only 1-3-0 from Sand, but look at how close every game was. Cakey Bacon was like insanely close game. Like both of them won the first 2 games by like so little stars. Then I think they tied game 2nd, and then Cakey won game 3 21-20, which is a very unusual score, but like they tied a lawnmower or something, I think. And then they had to go into the game 4 with a 2-2 score. I counted the stars in my selling match: 9-star difference in total stars and 11-star difference in pick chasing and Frozen 4. This is so fucked up, dude. But it would be like that, unfortunately, with party games. But yeah. And we had Ugi and Hirsch with Ugi trying to fix the results for predictions competition incident, and then McPopter saving him incident in the last game with both Ugi and Hirsch doing insane comebacks back to back. That was certainly one of the games of all time. And Itamar Sky once again. I'm just not gonna mention too much about Sky's paths because, like I said, they both had close matchups up until the end and showed some insane games with 5-game matchups almost every time. Sylvan Anti, not many people probably saw this game, but it was close as fuck. Like, Sylvan won game 1 by 2 stars, game 2 by 1 star, and game 3 they tied. That's was extremely good and like way better performance from Anti after him not doing too great against Niels. So he unfortunately got eliminated there. I would love to see more of Anti in this tournament. And then we also had Denius versus Boots, which was one of the most insane games in the tournament, like overall. Like, people who missed this game try to find it in votes because it was so close and hype, especially at the end. It's really good. I would have played Sylvian over Anti if Sylvian didn't have the 100 points roll. Yeah, Sylvian is pulling a Blitzer. Blitzer, when he was in a Monkey server, when we only had Monkey server, he never sent his win count, like real win count, because to update his role, because he was like, I'm gonna stick with 100 plus wins roll so people would think that I'm not as good as I am. So yeah. And then round 3 of winners is when the shit started kicking in, and we had some explosive games in the winners bracket. Theta 3, probably like top 3 game of all tournament. Physical, a game where they both had like an hour at best to play, maybe like 50 minutes, so we were like speedrunning it to make it play as fast as possible. Then Niels versus IL, insane game, and very unexpected results for most of the people, besides me, who absolutely nailed the prediction. The highlight of my predictions competition is definitely this match. And me versus Ken, also a very close game where like we either tied or like were like 2-3 stars apart in each game. Crazy close game. And same goes for this round of losers, because Bacon Sand started off like unexpectedly well for Bacon, who won I think first 4 rounds, and then Sand brought it back and we had to check the very first RPG, which turned out to be exact tie for damage. So they tied game 1, which saved Sand there, basically, and he won more confidently the other 2 games. Ugi Jigsaw, insane game, as it goes with Skies. Sylvian Sky went for like a different scenario for Sky this time, because usually what was against Tab and Wire, that Sky starts game 1 with a very big disadvantage, getting like beaten by like 9-10 stars, and against Sylvian she got the most the highest like difference in stars, I think, in this tournament. Let me check. Yeah, 19 to 9, or maybe not the highest difference, but like Sylvian got below 10 stars, a single digit star count, which is the only time it happened in this tournament, I think. So yeah. And then Sky usually brings it back when it happens, but this time she started the match like that, and then Sylvian brought it back in all the other 3 games. And then, of course, we had Boots versus Monkey City, the most hyped game of all time. we need a rematch of this in next finals for sure. Yeah, and after that, pretty good semifinals. Me and Nils close game once again. Could have gone either way based on the scores. Like just like with me and Ken, it was like 2-3 stars I think in almost every game. And Cheetah Cop close game, 5 games again. With Cheetah losing for the first time, pretty historic moment. And then after that in losers it was a bit it was like a bit cooling down, like you see less 3-2 scores. Fizzy dropping out, 3 winning against Sky, with Sky putting up a very good fight. Sylvian going fucking crazy in swing games and defeating Ken, and IL joining the losers bracket and starting his insane run there too. With Sandon pretty constantly winning against 3 and IL constantly defeating IL. IL constantly defeating Sylvian. I'm already being a bit tired. Forgive me for that, guys. Yeah, and then we had winners bracket finals with Cobb and Niels showing one of the best performances ever with like 3-minute bombardment mid-tournament game, which was pretty insane. And very close games overall. 2 ties and 1 confident win from Cobb, but still definitely a very good finals for the winners bracket. And just the end of losers bracket was just IL showing his dominance against 3 people who just kind of stopped playing towards the end, and the goofiest game of all time with me versus Sand. We were not we did not know what we were cooking in this game at all. Definitely my favorite game of the tournament for sure. Because of how stupidly goofy it was. And I'm just IL solidifying his confident performance, his insane run in the tournament, and just finishing Cobb off with basically almost 3-0ing him twice in a row in the grand finals, which made the finals for the first time not as intense, because it felt like before the finals are actually like the best match of the tournament, which isn't the case now, but doesn't like devalue like IL's achievement or anything. So either way, that's pretty much how it went. It was pretty cool tournament. With definitely being the closest tournament we have up to date, and the most exciting one for sure. And as a result, you can see how people end up in the stars leaderboard, which does look pretty interesting this time. I won't like show these people. I don't want to scroll down fully. Just added the overall stat here. And you can see Boots is exactly average star performance of this tournament. And the star leaderboard and win rates look a bit goofy this time compared to the previous tournaments. I think maybe because of the double elimination bracket, but like you can see like I don't know, Fizzy and Tab being in like almost top 5, while Hob and Cheetah barely even in top 10 because of it. Basically it splits on people who didn't go against CL and people who did here. So kinda. But yeah. And you can see how many like games IL played compared to everyone else, and still maintained an insanely high star count, being the only person with above 20 stars per game, which is pretty sick. And surprisingly, like, I don't know, I noticed why like people like Cillian found to be that low. I thought he for sure would be higher. And didn't expect Isaac to be that high for the press who got eliminated that early, but like I looked at his games after that, and he actually had only like one bad game against first game against Keiki, and everything after that was either confident win for him or like a very close game, which also affected his win rates by quite a bit, because he's I think 5th in the win rates. Yeah, as a good 5th in overall win rates per game. And once again you can see how dominant IEL's run was, with 14-0 in Animal Solar, which is fucking wild, and almost 70% win rate after 2 like 50 plus rounds. Yeah. I'm probably not gonna show all of them, maybe like scroll through some of those. I think Ken still might be in the chat. You can see your stats a bit earlier for it. For how you did in this one. If anyone is still in chat, you can ask me who played in the tournament. I can show you your stats really quickly before wrapping it up. I'm a dog shit player, don't say it, you are not. You're a very good player, Ken. Do not self-deprecate yourself. 0% workshop in rate. To be fair, it was a very stacked workshop tournament. And you had to go against Sand, then me, then Sylvian in workshop. Which are 3 out of 4 people who practice this game the most, so don't feel bad about this one. You still did great overall. Sorry, just was typing something out. Yeah. I mean, it's looking pretty okay. Your ho got hurt by boots a lot. And you have 100 in Jigsaw Rush. Oh, you have 8 protocol, but only 3 wins and 3 losses. Because I put I didn't put ties in wins or losses, so I put like all games in times played, but ties were not included in either wins or losses, so you had 2 frozen floors which end up in 0-0 tie. And I think same goes for one of the other games you had. But I don't remember which one, I'm just trying to find it really quickly. Hi, bye. Yeah, I cannot find it, because it says you have 120 rounds with only like 118 total wins or losses. Am I blind? Did I lost it completely? Am I senile now? What is the last game? Oh wait, never mind. You had 2 frozen floors. I'm tripping. Yes, I thought you only had 1 time frozen floor. But yeah, I'm a bit silly. And you had better win rate than Cheetah, so you can't be a bad player, Ken. Better overall win rate than him. So yeah, it's all about the stats. Yeah. Oh, my voice is already fucking gone. I have not streamed in a while, and not used to it too much, I guess, but I'm glad that I got to come back. I think I will be wrapping up the stream I got to talk about everything I wanted, got some good ideas from chat. Got some nice cool vibes, which is the most important part. So yeah, and I'm also very tired. So hopefully I will not lose motivation to stream again for a month and come back with some cool content. Maybe MCCI during the week. I kinda wanna play some MCCI. But now I'm gonna head out and just yeah, chill and probably pass out. We'll see. Either way, thank you everyone who hopped on and stopped by during the stream. Very much appreciated. It was a very fun talk. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'll see you guys during the next stream sometime in the next few days, hopefully. Or a week at best. So yeah. Bye guys. I love you all.